Okay, we're talking about Tom Cruise's new film announced at CinemaCon, or announced before CinemaCon, but the trailer came out on CinemaCon. This movie is called Digger. I will show you guys the announcement trailer, and then we're going to talk about the reaction to the actual trailer itself. My secret hope is that this character is basically his Tropic Thunder character in a film. That would be great.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well, we actually know a little bit about it.
Here's the title announcement. Came out a few months ago. That was much. Okay.
So the premise of the movie Digger, if you guys didn't figure it out, that is Tom Cruise dancing around, dressed as an old man. And the people who've seen the clips say that his makeup is incredible. It is not his character from Tropic Thunder, but this character probably doesn't exist without the Tropic Thunder thing happening. I think it's inspired. Now, the premise of this movie is the most powerful man in the world races to prove he's humanity's savior before the disaster that he unleashed destroys everything. So he does something that's basically going to destroy the world, but he's the only guy who can stop it from happening. And it's Tom Cruise. And from what from I believe they saw several minutes at CinemaCon, and from what the reports we had coming back is like, it was like freaking amazing. Like it was so awesome. Like people coming out of it were like, their minds were blowing up and they were freaking out because it was so cool. And I was like, whoa, that's a hell of a reaction, right? So I'm really, like my anticipation for this thing just shot up. I mean, we got Jesse Plemons is also in the movie, and everything he's in is amazing.
Yeah. So, what kind of American are you?
Everything he does is amazing. And of course, the director has made great films. Alejandro Inarritu. The Revenant, great movie. And Birdman, great movie. So this is going to be
apparently John Goodman plays the president of the United States.
Yes, yeah, and I believe one of the clips was with him, and John Goodman's like, "You're the only one who can save us," or something like that. So it's supposed to be pretty darn good.
This is what USA Today says. Tom Cruise described Digger as some kind of film that explains why I wanted to make movies before unveiling first footage from his upcoming dark comedy. The clip shared April 14th during the Warner Brothers panel at the convention for theater owners and studios. Yeah, come on. Theater owners and studios, yet 90% of the audience there are YouTubers, by the way, showed Cruise as Digger Rockwell, an older oil executive with gray hair, a large stomach, and a southern accent. His company appears to have an energy field in distress that has major impact around the world. John Goodman plays the president of the United States. It took me 40 years to be able to put on the boots of Digger Rockwell and play the many layers, whatever that means. Alejandro Inarritu, I can't say this guy's name. The film's director and co-writer said he came up with the idea for the film 9 years ago and approached Cruise about it 7 years ago. This is what Inarritu says. I can't say his name. We know he's fearless, the stunts, the plane, the jumps, but I have to say, embodying this character is another kind of fearless. I think this role may be his most challenging. The director also said the film is set for a release October 2nd. Huge year for movies. Was made only to be seen in theaters. Audience want things that are original and engaging. I agree with that. Another big thing from the Warner Brothers panel. Some people, and we're going to talk about this a little later, but the people talking about how Warner Brothers didn't do very much because they didn't get a lot of DC updates. But Warner Brothers had a massive panel, so that's just not really true. There's a lot more going on at Warner Brothers than just DC.
We want to see more original stuff, man, and I'll look forward to this. This looks like my kind of thing. So I've been crying out. We've talked about it before about more original content and movies coming out, and this is another example of it. So I'll support this 100%.
So yeah, I agree with you, John. This is going to be shot in VistaVision, or it was shot in VistaVision, which is a high resolution widescreen 35 millimeter motion picture format. It's been around for a long time, but
been around for like 60 years, right?
Yeah, it's 54 is when it first came out, but it's built. It's made for like really cinema cinema, big cinema pieces. So it's going to look good. And it looks like it's going to, I'm so excited for this now. Like it's rising to like maybe the most anticipated movie for me this year now.
Yeah.
So, which is tough considering we got Michael next week.
So here's all this stuff, and we're going to talk about.
Don't laugh, John. I'm serious about that. Okay, it's Michael next week.
We'll talk about DC coming up here, but here's the stuff that they did talk about at the Warner Brothers panel, along with Digger. The Lord of the Rings: The Hunt for Golem. Cool.
Yep.
I don't got much to say about that. Do you?
No.
I mean, that could be a whole. It really, honestly, should be a whole segment on its own because there is actually now we know the cast and everything. But I don't know if you want to do that here.
Yeah. Dune 3 footage. They said it was like Normandy beach scene from Saving Private Ryan, but on an alien planet.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
I mean, that's cool.
That's better than like a 45-minute establishing shot of the planet. That's what Denis Villeneuve really wanted to show us. Mortal Kombat 2 clip shows Johnny Cage facing off against Baraka. Mortal Kombat 2 comes out soon, right? Yeah, a couple months.
Which one?
Yeah, it's around there.
Mortal
around
Kombat 2?
isn't it?
It's like August? I
It
think?
is coming up soon, yeah.
Yeah, it comes out May 8th. Oh my God. Comes out in a few weeks.
You know, almost touch it.
Right. Supergirl saves Ruth and uses the sun to take down her enemies, whatever that means. And then around that same time, Supergirl's director and stars were discussing upcoming DC Studios film stuff. And they showed the Clayface footage. According to everyone, it's like super body horror, and it looked really good. From what I've been told, is that the Clayface footage was like riveting thriller horror. Like, I think it was Chris, our friend. I'm not forgetting his name right now. Chris.
Chris Gore.
Chris Gore. Yeah, he said it looked like body horror to the extreme.
Now that's animated, right?
No, it's not animated.
Clayface is
live action.
It's live
action.
Yeah.
Do you think they're riffing off of, Batman the animated series, because they had the Clayface character in there and what they kind of did with that in those episodes?
Well, this is what it says.
I think they're going to go darker with it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be dark. I think this is what it says. Once the clip began, we saw a man in extensive face bandages in a hospital bed. It appeared something horrible had happened to his face. It then cuts to a weird experimental stuff and injections being done to him, and we learn the tagline, look fear in the face. The man then smashes a mirror with his fists, and then he appears as a normal guy in a bathtub who wipes his hand over his face. However, when he does that, his face completely smears like clay, removing his features. Oh, that does sound.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty crazy.
Right.
Apparently they previewed the teaser, the first teaser for that. Peter Safran was the only Peter Safran's directing that movie.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, I mean, Peter Safran, but isn't he a horror guy?
He is, but he's also got a lot of work to do at DC as the business side of the house.
Well, that's what I heard too. Was like people were like, oh, why wasn't James Gunn there? Why was it just Peter Safran? I'm like, well, first off,
James has had his day.
Right? Why you can't both complain about James Gunn being too front and center, and then also complain about him not showing up to be front and center.
You apparently don't do social media in 2026.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you can.
That's crazy.
I hate James Gunn. Why wasn't he there?
So Peter Safran, who's also co-CEO, also shared that Man of Tomorrow will begin filming next week. And next we're going to talk about this RJO stuff. But after that, it ended with the Digger stuff and Tom Cruise and CinemaCon. And people say that they sort of hit DC in the middle of this. But I think the biggest thing that they wanted to talk about was the stuff that's coming up, like soon, and this Digger thing with Tom Cruise. I think it's a big part of their slate. And I think this year is a big year for Warner Brothers. So I'm also pretty excited about this Digger thing. I think it's going to be cool.
No, it's
Yeah.
huge. They're doing so much. They're doing Practical Magic 2. They're bringing back Nicole Kidman. J.J. Abrams has The Great Beyond, like a original sci-fi fantasy film. Now JJ's not been doing so good lately, but maybe a break is what he's needed. There's a lot of stuff. Of course, the Dune Part 3, and also you've got Warner Brothers also revealed that the new Zach Cregger's movie. Of course, he's the one who did Weapons. He's doing a movie called The Flood that's going to come out in 2028. So there's and his movies are awesome. So
Cool.
A lot of DC news came out.
All right. Well, that's what you guys think about this Digger thing. Are you guys excited about it? You guys gonna watch it? You know, hit the comment section. Let us know what you guys think. A lot of good movies coming out this year, so let us know in the comment section.